We got a Hooters girl, not just any Hooters girl, but the Hooters girl, at least locally. Her name is Elysse, and she was in the National Hooters calendar from right here in Springfield. She was Miss December. Now, unfortunately, the Hooters that was in Springfield shut down, and we're going to be talking about that. But one thing that she made very clear before we started recording and during is as the sun is in my eyes, I'm crying from so much emotion, is that Holly had a really great time at Hooters. And you're going to love this interview too. Really quickly though, before we get to it, and I am going to start tearing up here. It's my last 217 Probcast. Thank you so much for the last awesome year of 217 Problems. Please continue to follow 217 Problems. If you want to follow me and see where I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy, I'm at Funny Man Fields. I also do wrestling commentary for Dreamwave Wrestling, Zala Wrestling, two very different but cool promotions. And I'm going to be doing some videos too. So please continue to follow 217 Problems. Thank you so much for all the love that you've given me and all this stuff that we've done for the past year. I am tearing up for real. Oh, and thank you to Holly from Hooters for what a great interview that we had. Let's go to it now. You left 2 months before it went out. When did you leave? Because you knew it was going to go out of business, or did it just so happen that you had another
none of us knew. I was in school. I still am in school. I was in aesthetics school to do skincare.
Oh wow!
So that's what I'm doing right now while I'm taking college classes and stuff.
Can you give me some tips, by the way? Is there any? Please. What do I need to do for my skin? I know I look a little bit like Bill Murray.
We can do everything. We can do it all.
Okay, that's you're a good salesman. I love that. Whatever you pay me for, we'll do it. It'll get done. All right.
We can do it.
What? Okay, like what? Like what have you? What's the first thing that you've learned? What's the biggest thing that you've learned in this? Come on, I'm putting you on the spot. You're going to school.
In skincare.
In skincare, yeah.
I do facials for a living. No.
I feel like I'm doing stand-up comedy. I feel like.
It's always fun saying that.
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, you went from Hooters to doing facials. I mean, I'm sure that the jokes just write themselves at this point. No, you're a working woman, which actually makes it sound worse. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have phrased it like that. And again, I'm not sure at what point you're joining us, but we are drinking out. Is it weird to drink out of a mug with you on it?
It is a little bit, but it's okay. I was nervous about bringing them in.
Why? Why would you be nervous?
I have all the back stock from closing down, everything that we had left over. So I have boxes of shot glasses and koozies and mugs with me on them.
That's so funny.
I can't sell them. So it's like, what are you supposed to? What are you supposed to do with them?
What do you mean? Why can't
They're
you
sitting
sell
in
them?
the trunk of my car currently.
Oh my God! Right next to your mixtape, I bet.
Yes.
Dude, you could sell the shit out of these, dude. Like a hot chick on the mug. Like I said earlier, it was not lost on me when I invited a Hooters girl to be on here that you were going to be like on. Because look, I do all the videos here, so it's just me. This like boring ass white guy named Kyle. I get it. Like, look at him. I bet he's punched through drywall. I have.
You have?
Of course I have.
It's okay.
I'm such a Kyle, and I do like Monster because it tastes good. God damn it.
It's okay.
The point is that we finally have somebody who's not me.
Parents, your children do grow into their names. They do.
They do? You think they do? You think it's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a theory, right? Isn't that a theory that like whatever name you give your child, they kind of socially adapt to that behavior?
And I believe it.
Because like Holly is...
That's why I was in December. Christmas name.
Oh, my fuck. Is that... I didn't think about that. Because they gave... Yeah, you were Miss December. One of the big-ass 31 days. You didn't get one of the jobber months. Yeah, Holly's definitely like I almost said stripper, like a Hooters girl. I met my wife at a strip club. Okay, I was partying with Dennis
My last
Rodman.
name is Virgin too.
Is it? It's not.
It is.
Your name is not Holly Virgin.
It's Holly Virgin. When I was learning how to write it, I would leave out an L, and I would be Holy Virgin.
You're shitting me.
I'm so serious.
That was a name that your dad really wished that you grew into, right?
If I for ever some reason felt like I needed to become a stripper, I would already have a stage name.
It's almost like your dad was overconfident, like virtuous non-sex. Oh my God. That's fantastic.
And look at how it turned out. It backfired big time because then he had a daughter that worked at Hooters.
How did he deal with that? I mean, again, not that there's anything wrong with that, obviously, but there's certainly a social stigma.
My dad, the best dad ever.
Okay,
I have
great.
the best dad in the world.
Because you
he
look
would
happy.
never say anything to me about it. He would never say anything to my face about what I'm doing.
He had the best dad.
I'm sure he mentioned some things to my mom. I don't know. He was great about it. My parents were so supportive. You know, when your 18-year-old tells you that they got a job at Hooters, most parents would be a little. I'm
sure they would be. I mean, I consider myself to be a very progressive dude, and eventually I would. But there is a little like. Oh, there's
a stigma.
Well, but there's going to be those guys ogling her, you know, chasing her around the table. Come in here, baby. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to Hooters. But no, actually, I went all the time, and I fucking loved Hooters, man.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I got to hoop and serve beer and put on my lip gloss. No, it was a lot of fun. It got really busy. It was really stressful some nights. If you've ever have you ever worked in the food industry at all?
You know what? No. I mean, I've eaten a lot though. So
do you see waitresses running around like crazy,
yes.
like looking like they're about to lose their minds?
Yes, actually. So I've done a lot of comedy clubs, and people are just darting in and out, and it's fucking insane, dude. Yeah,
it is crazy.
It's a crazy job. So I bet that you weren't bored.
Not at all. I loved it. I like staying busy, especially when you're at work. It makes everything go by quickly.
See, yeah, I can tell you had a good dad. You're all like happy and you're hardworking. You're not like me. This is like full of rum up to here, by the way. I'm drinking a whole. I say, give me another Holly of rum.
Yes. Yes.
So you got calendars of these. You got shot glasses of these. Can we? I don't know. Should we like give you a plug? Wherever you see her, she's going to be selling them out of the back. I don't want to say that jokingly, and then people are going to be like, "Hey, man,
yeah,
give me one of those."
I don't want Hooters to sue me because they think I'm trying to sell their. I'm not doing that, Hooters. I'm not selling your merchandise. Don't sue me.
She's not, but I am. I'm telling you right. Come at me, bro. St. Louis Owl. No, I got nothing bad to say about Hooters, actually. You know how tacky I am? Oh, my God, I am such a Kyle. I just realized the connection here. When I was 16, I had a Hooters menu on my wall.
Not the menu. The menu.
The fucking menu.
They have like posters and stuff. Like you could have.
I know, but I thought it was cool.
You could have got a calendar. They've had the calendars for years and years. I know you could have gotten a calendar.
It was so stupid because was there
girls on the menu?
No, it was just food. It was like, you know what the sexiest part about Hooters is? The fucking food, man.
That's true.
Oh, my
Everybody goes there for the food.
I realized how much of a loser. For some reason, I was like, it's cool, man. It's Hooters. Like, yeah, but couldn't you just have one of the girls? What? Nah, man. Shit. The $3.99 wings, bro. 2023, right? Hooters Girl is what you were? Or are you on the calendar?
I was in the calendar in 2023.
And this went out nationwide.
It did.
So it wasn't so wow. And you had to battle. I mean, like they put a knife.
We did essentially.
A knife in the middle of the room, and then one person. How did you? So like, did you meet the girls that you were competing against, or how did that work?
We went through rounds of photo shoots, and you're competing against your coworkers. You're competing in the girls from other stores.
Sure.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to. It's just if you want to do it, you can audition. You can take your own photos. You can have someone take photos for you.
And then eventually, do they wind up using their photos? Or, I mean, like, can they use the photos that you audition with for the calendar?
They do not. Maybe they can. I guess they can do whatever they want, really. But I don't. From what I understand, no. After your initial audition, then they take all the girls, they say, get all your stuff together, let's go to the second round, and then from those photos from the second round, they'll take you to a cute setting wherever you go, take the photos, and then they choose the best photos from that.
So they really do it that way. Do they make like a documentary about that, about making the...
No, and that's part of the reason I was honestly scared to do this. And I'm glad you're going to edit some of this out.
No, I will, absolutely.
Because they're a corporation. I don't want to get on here and say anything crazy. And then they come after me. And I don't know if they're very public with how they
Yeah, well, you haven't said anything.
Roll.
Yeah, you haven't said anything at all with how they roll. Yeah, I can tell. Are you sure you're not going to college for law instead of skin?
Not law.
Not to diminish.
No, I'm in college for biology actually right now.
Oh,
I finished the
biology.
skin stuff.
Oh shit! Wait, are you doing the double major thing or what?
No, I went to cosmetology school for my aesthetics license, and then after, because I was like, my son's getting older. I don't want him to have a mom that works at Hooters as he gets older and he makes friends at school and they make fun of him.
Why
we don't want that to happen. So
dude, can I tell you?
I had to go do something else while I went through college.
All of my friends made fun of me, and it's even weird. it's weird saying this, I know, but I was the one with like the hot mom, and I hated it, and I got made fun of for it.
Oh my gosh!
And then Stacy's mom came out when I was in high school.
Kyle's mom, she's got it going on.
They sang that song all the time.
She does.
And so I'm telling you that I know what your son is going to go through, and I don't even. I mean, have you thought about maybe like uglying yourself up for your son's sake, like when your friends come over?
I'm a catfish. The second the makeup comes off,
really,
we're a different person, so it's okay.
A cat. You actually, she means she looks like a catfish. She's like that's
a little bit.
That's okay. Well, I'm not gonna say. The thing is, I would say that's impossible, but I've seen some of the TikTok videos where like people, like the chick takes out her fucking teeth. You seen that? Like, and I mean, and dude, I mean, she goes from looking like
but I think they make themselves look a little rough and gruff on purpose before they fix themselves back up. I don't think they're just walking around like that.
That's what I'm saying.
I think those girls.
Well, you need to do that for when your son's friends come over. Maybe take a few teeth out. I mean, I'm telling you, it won't fuck his head up as much if they're like, "Was that your mom? Whoa, shit, bro." Anyway.
Yeah, I hope not. He was hearing stuff. He was hearing people talk about Hooters, and I think it was starting to get to him. So
really?
I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that for him.
I get that.
I'm not going to be an embarrassment.
But what a cool fucking
to my kid.
But it's not an embarrassment. Like, man,
you're right. I guess I shouldn't have put it that way.
No, but like, hey, man, your mom was barefoot in the Kroger last night. That's embarrassing. You know, like, man, they had to chase her out because she was stealing the steaks.
Well cared for, spoiled beyond belief, loved.
Son of a bitch, those lucky sons of yous. That's okay. I caught myself there. That's nice. But that's why, and again, we're not telling tales out of school here. I've just been fascinated because it used to be back in the day, whenever they made a calendar for WWE, they would like bring all the WWE divas and then they would go to some exotic place and they would all like take pictures.
Yes.
At the same time.
It depends on your location. So we have a national pageant, the Miss Hooters USA. And those girls,
Miss Hooters USA.
I keep saying a lot. I'm sorry.
Dude, you've said it like twice. Dude, I'm not going to say his name because I'm not catty like that. We had a wonderful gentleman on here. I'll let the viewer guess. He said, they said, shit. They could be anybody. They said
them.
That podcast went from like 40 to like 9 minutes. So don't fucking worry about that. You're perfect. Anyway.
Yes, we had the pageant, national pageant every year, Miss Hooters USA, like our own Miss America, and the girls from there, it would be from all over. So I'm assuming, I don't know how it works for all the other stores, but I know some of the girls like went to the Bahamas, flew out there to shoot, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the girls that do the pageant are already traveling for the pageant to wherever that's going to be that year. I'm pretty sure they go to places maybe around where the pageant's going to be.
They didn't fly you out there? You didn't go to like...
No. I was in St. Louis for most of my Hooters stuff. We did a lot in St. Louis.
It's not fair, man. It's not. So all the people go to like exotic waterfalls in like Thailand, and you're like, we're gonna fly to East St. Louis or whatever it was. You ever seen the Arch? Yes, we're gonna see it again, kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't want to get on here and talk too much smack. I don't want to look crazy.
You're not.
We were in.
Dude, you have, honest to God, you have defended Hooters as you should. You had a great experience. You're like a Hooters ambassador. We're just jokingly saying that, you know.
Yes, we were in a sports park. From my photos, there was an amazing person, not sure who he was. He was from one of the other like St. Louis area stores.
Didn't even work he was actually a homeless guy that came in with a camera. They had a great time. He was very professional.
Beautiful, beautiful home. So we got to shoot a lot at his house.
Cool.
He had a pool, cool garage. It started raining, so we went to the garage. He had like sports cars in there. We got to pose by them.
That son of a bitch. Who is this James Bond motherfucker? Like, oh yeah, today I have the Hooters girls coming over. I'm going to show them my sports collection, and then after they leave, I'm going to just party at my pool. Fuck you.
Movie theater in his basement that we were getting changed in.
Oh my God, what was it? Playing stuff as you were getting changed?
It was not.
Oh, he
had
cool.
signed. I don't know who it was, but he had like autographed stuff in there. It was cool. He was very nice. Yeah. I don't know where they find these people. Like you said, I don't know where they find them. But
like, what is like his job? Just a Hooters photographer? Is that all he does?
I don't think he worked for Hooters, like you said. I don't think he worked for Hooters.
It'd be great if at the end of it they were like, "Where were you? You didn't show up. Our photographer waited all day."
But they do have, I believe they have 2 like professional photographers that travel across the country just all the time shooting for Hooters.
Like Harry and Lloyd, like in Dumb and Dumber. You ever seen the movie where they? You guys are in luck. There's a couple of guys down that way. Oh, son of a bitch! I'm just jealous, is all. So 12 women, obviously. Last time I checked, that's how many months of the year there were. And you beat 500 other women? Is that what it was? 5,000?
They had collages of us. I wasn't some super lucky girl who got the big picture Miss December. I was in the collage of a lot of other girls. They had a bunch of pictures of girls on each month. And then the national pageant girls, the Miss Hooters USA girls, they would, I believe during the pageant maybe they won the months. Don't quote me on that.
Sure.
But I believe they scored their months during the pageant process.
You're saying that you're one of the few maybe that wasn't even a pageant winner, right? Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't. I did like a regional pageant in St. Louis.
What was that like? Was that fun?
It was. It was a blast. God. It was a bunch of girls running around in bikinis.
Why wasn't I invited to this?
It was a lot of fun.
Son of a bitch.
People bought out the tables in advance.
I bet they
reserved the tables and came and watched us.
All men.
Some of our regulars from Springfield came to St. Louis and bought tables to see us.
You rephrased that. No, they watched you and then they came. That was I kid. No, that's cool as hell though, man, that they came down and they supported you. And honestly, I would think if you have a regular and they come over and talk to you, that provides a company to them, right? I mean, to your regulars. It does. I mean, I know that people can make fun of it or whatever, but that's, I don't know. I worked in a strip club and there were a lot of guys who had genuine friendships with the girls. And they helped them through things and gave them advice. And
everybody has different types of relationships. A lot of people do bond over time because they assume it's creepy, like right off the bat when you have regulars. They're like, oh, some creepy guy drooling over you. But that wasn't the case. A lot of them had families, would show off their wives. Most of my regulars were so proud of their wives. They would come in there. They weren't sleazy like everybody assumes they are.
Sure.
But
that's awesome.
It was fun. And there was a lot of respectable, well-mannered people that came in there. Like I said, I did little girls' birthday parties a few times. I got nothing but cakes from the mom.
I love that you say that because I think everyone assumes that it's all customers are going to be like that cartoon whistling werewolf, like, woo! But the fact that you said there's little kid, like, that's cool. Like, was that weird to you the first time that there was a little kid party in a Hooters? Or?
Oh, no. I was pulling out kids' menus every 2 seconds. There was families coming in there all the time.
I didn't realize they had little kids' menus.
Yes, with crayons.
What are they called?
Super cute.
Little Hooters?
Little Hooties.
Is that what they call them?
Probably. Little Hooties. Maybe. Don't quote me on any of this. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's cool, and they all had a good time.
They did. There was a few different instances where we had a bus or van from like the assisted living or nursing homes come in.
No shit.
And see us too.
That is
little old ladies ordering their Big Daddy beers.
Oh my God.
It was the best.
One of the best moments in my life was I'm from Kentucky, went to the University of Kentucky. UK basketball's God there, right? And there's a legendary coach. He just passed away, God rest his soul. He was a former NCAA champion. He was after Rupp. He was Joe Hall, Coach Joe Hall. Wonderful sweetheart of a man. He was 90-something years old, okay?
Wow.
And this dude was like, I mean, everybody's grandpa in Kentucky. And I worked at a radio station at the time with him. He had a show, and we had the Hooters girls come by, and they were like, hey, you want to come to Hooters? And I was like, do I want to go to Hooters with legendary NCAA coach, 90-year-old man Joe B. Hall? Fuck yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I went there, and oh my God, he was so horny. I can say this now. Oh man. I mean, respectfully, right? But like, it wasn't like he did anything out of line, but I mean, he was like, and they loved him, right? They loved him. He hugged one of the girls and he was like, boy, if I weren't married, I'd take you home with me.
Oh, goodness.
You know, one of those, you know?
Yeah.
Because every time I went there, it said, like, buffalo shrimp, Joe B. Hall's favorite. I know that because that was on my wall when I was a kid, right? Because that was really cool. And I thought it was a joke. I never would have imagined that Joe B. Hall, and there I am with him, and he's like ogling the girls, and he tells me a story about this time that he tried to fight Bobby Knight. I was like, this is the best moment of my fucking life,
yes,
dude.
one for the books. You're gonna tell the grandkids that.
Absolutely, all
yes.
of the. Oh man, tell your grandkids about that too. How many? What's kind of the craziest? You saw some shit go down at a Hooters, right? People drink, they have a little bit. Do they ever get into fights? Was there ever a food fight? Because something happened, right?
I did witness a fight one time.
Only one time in the 4 years that you worked there?
In the 4 years that I worked there.
Oh, man, what happened? I mean, tell me it was over like the heat of the sauce or something? This 3-alarm my ass, motherfucker!
Oh my gosh. We're going off topic real quick.
Absolutely.
One of our sauces, the ghost pepper sauce, it was newer. I'm pretty sure we couldn't keep it in plastic bags. Like we could, in our well, we would like wrap all of the containers in plastic bags for the sauces.
Really? Okay.
And we couldn't put the ghost pepper sauce in there because it would like eat through the plastic.
Oh, shit, really?
From what that's what I was told.
That sounds like an urban legend of the playground. Man, it's so hot it burned a hole in the concrete.
I watched so many grown men cry. Like, not exaggerating, so many grown men cry over that sauce.
And if you hung out by the bathroom, you would hear the grown man scream too, because I love spicy stuff. I like making chili and stuff, and you know, I've cut big hot peppers, and then you don't wash your hands appropriately, and you pee, and then it's the most.
I can't relate. I can't.
Really? What the fuck? Well, anyway, okay.
I can't relate.
I didn't do my homework, I guess.
Don't get it.
Do you have contacts? Because you can relate to that. I've done that where you put the fucking thing in your eye, and then your whole eyeball burns. That's pretty cool. Feel like you're doing a jackass stunt? Okay, all right. Now I'm alienating her with my.
Never
I apologize.
had contacts either. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm uncultured.
Of course, you have perfect eyes. God damn it! I just came out of the womb perfect. I'm sorry. I couldn't do my hair today. Perfect.
That's totally not why I was 10 minutes late.
Oh, is that? Well, that's okay. That's why I was 10 minutes late too. I was actually getting high in the parking lot.
Yeah, no, it was two customers. One of them was being super rude to the bartender, and another one, came to her defense, and it ended up in the parking lot with a knife or a switchblade.
Now that's a fucking story. I don't even know if it's true, but that's how you end a story, right? With a switchblade.
Maybe.
It's always great when you make it an illegal knife. I'm like, I don't know.
It sounds so much cooler when you say a switchblade versus a pocket knife.
Right?
It just does.
It is. It's the same thing. I almost said
a little bit.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Oh my God.
But I'm pretty sure it was a switchblade. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you.
Actually.
For somebody who's never done radio, you're one of the best bullshitters I think I've ever heard in my entire life. That's fantastic. And you got no plugs? You got nothing going other than selling some stuff out of the back of your
the back of your
Honda Civic? Or,
yeah.
I don't know. I'll cut that out too if that's your real car. I just took a wild guess.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not selling mugs.
That's bullshit. Do I get to keep this one at least?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
You want shot glasses? You want koozies? I have an abundance. If you want enough to give away,
I would. Yeah, dude.
Please do.
My wife's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this bitch on all of our drinking utensils?"
Get her
now?
out of my cabinet.
Yeah.
I would probably say that too. I don't blame her. I'd be like, "Why is it?"
I know my wife. I
would automatically go on Amazon and make a mug of myself.
Right.
And give it to my husband.
I know my wife.
It's a good thing I'm single because. Yeah, no.
So my wife is so cool that like, here's the thing, she won't say anything, but like 6 months later, she'll be like, I am tired of looking at this bitch.
No, exactly that. I can't bite my tongue long enough for that. I don't have enough patience.
Right.
They would know. I could try to bite my tongue, but my face would give it away. I could never be an actress, could never be an actor, because they would know.
Bro, I think that's even when my jokes weren't very good, and some would say they still aren't, doing comedy, I have a great face because I can't hide my emotions. Like I'm just.
Oh my God! If I think I'm hilarious, I will crack myself up. I'll just start laughing. It's so embarrassing.
The whole time you just try to tell one joke.
Yeah, I can't get it out.
Have you ever done stand-up before?
Oh, no.
You're a good public speaker. I mean, you've talked to a lot of Hooters people, obviously.
A lot of Hooters customers. I used to do pageants. So when I was a teenager growing up, which I think also helped with working at Hooters too.
Oh,
and
sure.
just gaining confidence in general. Because I was so ugly growing up.
What?
I was butt ugly growing
impossible.
up. My mom gave me a Justin Bieber haircut.
Really?
Yeah, it was like stacked in the back, like shaved, like buzzed off in the back. And it had like a...
Did she think it looked good, or was she trying to make sure that the guys didn't talk to you?
Probably both. But I looked like a Karen. I looked like a 10-year-old Karen.
I would like to complain to the manager of Chuck E. Cheese.
I did too.
You had the sass from way back.
Yeah, it was like fun getting to experience Hooters and do that because it did help with my confidence.
Man, I'm so fascinated by this because I'm just going to go ahead and like I've stereotyped you. I mean, you're a hot chick. At least I think the world thinks you're on the thing. So I just thought, she was always a very pretty girl. And it's odd. I mean, at least to me that wasn't the case. At least you think. And then you did pageants, which historically, according to a lot of people, again, say that's bad for kids.
Yeah, Hooters and pageants both have the bad stigma, but it's not like that. Like pageants, like you said, I would have never been able to speak publicly or give a speech in school or nail any job interview ever if it wasn't for pageant interviews.
Really, that's
teaching me.
So, because you always hear, so much of the opposite. I think it's very fascinating to hear. Like, no, I did it and it helped me. I voluntarily chose to do all this, and I had a great time with it. And that's the key. You're gonna have bad days at whatever job you're at, no matter what you do in life. You're gonna have bad days at your job, but you have to make the most of it. You have to do something you like too. You have to go into something you love if you have the option to, because if you don't, then work's gonna suck. Watching a woman pull a switchblade in a parking lot is one of the better days, I would assume. At my job, maybe. It was kind of scary. I was kind of over it. Why? It was the end of my shift too. I was trying to go home. That's the worst part. Yes. And then all the cops came and they blocked in my car for a little bit. So I just kind of had to wait it out. Were you like, you need all of these witnesses? Yeah. When the cops came, was anybody like stabbed or was it just a false alarm? Damn it. Nobody actually got stabbed. Nothing terrible happened. All right. Next time you tell the story. Just a lot of big talking. A lot of bark, no bite. God damn it. You sound hard as fuck. You ever pulled a knife on somebody before? I'm so hard. I'm sorry. Or either one. You are. You're hard as fuck. You were somebody who had, I'm assuming, low self-confidence or at least low self-esteem physically for when you were a little kid? Growing up, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But who doesn't when they're going through puberty, really? Not me. I was jacked. And the bullshit thing is, though? I know if she looked at me like, really? Come on. Yeah. Okay, come on. You weren't that lucky. No, I wasn't. But I was. None of us were. I was tall, though. I shot up, and now I'm like 5'9". Now you're shorter than everybody? Is that how you feel? Because that's how I feel. Yeah. I was very tall as a kid. Too? Yes, and now I'm so short compared to everybody around me. I was the tallest kid in my 8th grade, and I remember. Did you have all the little 8th grade middle school girls swooning over you then? No, because I sounded like this. And actually, I just moved from Kentucky to Eastern Kentucky to another part of Kentucky, but where we talk like this to where we talk like this. So it's both redneck, but it's a bit more like different types of redneck. I sound like a banjo, like bang, 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 bang. And then, dude, they were like, I got made fun of. Kentucky, that's still, Midwest though. You don't have the
The Midwest.
We don't have the oat, but we got the mine dang in the Appalachian Mountains.
Appalachian.
Oh, Appalachian. Yeah. Appalachian can kiss my ass. It's not Appalachian. It's Appalachian. And I grew up in a trailer. I mean, so you can tell, what are they saying? You can take the trailer out of the boy, but you can't make him not go to jail or something like that. It's yeah. So I got made, fun of. And man, if I had a regular voice with that height, man. But then all the other, because I remember I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, he looked right at my mom, and he was like, he's gonna be 6'6", and I was like, fuck. I'll never forget. I was like, I'm gonna play in the NBA. Like,
did you play sports too?
Did I play in the NBA? I thought you were going to say, did you play in the NBA?
Can I have your autograph?
Well, I was the sixth man, honestly. I rode the bench most of the time. You remember? I didn't play sport. I wrestled. I was really good at wrestling, but that doesn't.
Nice.
If you're tall, then that's kind of against you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I tried playing basketball, and I'm just not. I mean, it's like I played with a buddy of mine. He's like 6'4". And I was like, what the fuck am I going to fucking, I'm not a talent, and he just swatted. And I'm like, this isn't fun. What is this? This isn't. Anyway,
yeah, unfair advantage.
We're just going to be fucking
superpowers.
They're going to go, how did the podcast go? Well, it was great until he just rehashed childhood trauma for 20 straight minutes.
It's okay. I told myself I wasn't going to do that when I got on here. So I would much rather you do it.
Okay. No, great. That's what it's all about, baby. This is the trauma podcast. It's just going to slowly develop into like what's that? What's the podcast or the show on YouTube called like Soft White Underbelly? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's just going to be that. Like me and eventually I'm just going to be.
You're
not
comparing
you.
Me
No.
Don't they take people off like Skid Row?
Like drug addicts and stuff. But
luckily, that most of those people do turn their lives around for the better. I see lots of interviews where they come back like a year later, and the person's like done a complete 180.
I saw the opposite.
360, 180.
I saw that. Oh, well, yeah, 360. I know they do 360s. They're like, and I'm back to drugs, and I'm right back to crack. But no, I'll let you believe that. That's what. No, I saw him go on Rogan, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the vast majority of people," and I guess he said the one thing that they all have in common is bad fathers, which is why you are so fucking happy.
Yeah,
son of a gun.
I'm very lucky.
Good for you, man.
Yes,
good for you.
Amazing dad. No daddy issues here.
Really?
Sorry. I know most guys have a thing for that.
No wonder why there's no romantic tension between us. All right.
And you're married, but that's okay.
I know, I am. The cool thing is that she trusts me too, which is like why one of the many reasons why I've never done anything is like when you have that trust, it's like I don't want to break it, right? As opposed to when you have, I'm sure that you've been with somebody who's just always accusing you, who are you fucking? Who are you fucking? Are you fucking now? And it's like at that point, I'm just gonna start fucking them. If I'm gonna be accused of it anyway, let's just go fuck them.
I remember my mom looking at me and telling me, like, I love you. I don't have a problem with you working at Hooters, but you're probably not going to find a stable, long-lasting relationship there because no guy is going to trust you.
Yeah.
Stigma around it, especially from the 80s. That's when my dad remembers it. He doesn't know it as it is now, but a lot of guys still have that mindset too, I think. You know,
I didn't realize. So in the 80s, it was more anything goes kind of.
Yeah, a little more risque.
Yeah,
I guess.
In the 80s, it was more risque.
It was more known as it was all about the girls in the 80s. Now they're like they promote the sports and the food. It's not just the girls.
I remember
that's not their only selling point now.
Yeah, because in the 90s, I had. I remember seeing, like, my uncle had the posters. He didn't have the fucking menus. And I remember it was, like, 80s. And it was, like, all, like, girls all the time. Like, they had the big fucking hair. And
I want that big 80s hair. I want 70s hair. Farrah Fawcett. Bring back that style. Yeah, they had, like, athletic shorts instead of spandex. It was, like, basketball shorts. But they were cut all...
I loved it. And honestly,
it was super cute.
That's probably...
All the girls wanted to bring them back.
See, I didn't. Yeah, you guys didn't do that anymore. What happened by the end? You said like orange.
We had the orange spandex shorts that you saw. I don't know if you ever heard of the short controversy over TikTok a few years ago, where they came out with the new shorts.
And they covered up too much or something. Or?
They covered up too little.
What? What the fuck are you talking about? What?
We went from, like, I guess.
Who the fuck was pissed about that?
The regular shorts that, like, everybody thinks about, but
that we
they
all
had like
know and love.
They called it a modernized version, and it was kind of like a V cut. Like,
modern my ass.
It was a
no,
thong.
actually, it was a nice
a
one.
thong.
And who got upset about that?
A lot of the girls did because
okay.
at first I was pregnant when this happened, so I didn't have to wear any of it anyways. Then
Right.
I had the choice to wear what I wanted, but
when you get pregnant, there is that sweet spot, though, right? I remember the strippers all talking about it, like before you start to show as much, but you're kind of, you know what I mean? The girls are a little bigger.
Yeah.
Man, son of a bitch.
There is that. Yes.
I'm sorry. I may or may not have dated a stripper. God, I'm so stupid. I swear to God. Fuck it, I'll leave this in. I went on a date.
I can't dance, so I couldn't go that route.
I went on a date with a stripper one time, and I didn't realize, I swear to God, I thought that her boobs had just gotten a lot bigger, and then she was like, oh, she's drinking a lot. She's a beer gut. I had no idea she was pregnant.
Did you just say she was drinking a lot and she was pregnant?
No, I thought she was drinking a lot.
You thought she was drinking a lot, but she was just pregnant.
No, she was just pregnant. Like,
I mean,
no, and I got
was she showing?
Yeah, I was just I was so horny and stupid. But my brain didn't.
A lot of guys like the pregnant thing.
I'm not, and I got no issue with it, but it's not really my thing. It's not, you know what I mean?
To each their own. I don't have it.
Yeah, I love that. She's running for office.
I'm not a sex worker. I'm not.
You can tell she's running for office right now. To each their own. You know, it's no.
I'm neutral.
Honestly, I think I'm neutral on pregnant sex. Most of my guy friends like it. Like, you're into it, actually. Like, which again, it's not me, but that's. I would imagine. Again, I would think that like that. Anyway, that's I guess too technical business talk for Hooters. So what has to did you remember at the time the girls were mad about the shorts? Did they talk to you about that? They were like, "Yo, this is fucked up."
It was on TikTok. The controversy was all over TikTok. I remember it was from a lot of other stores. And
then they went back.
Then they were like, "You have the choice. You can do either or,
that
old ones
sense.
or new ones."
Sure.
And I was so adamant on I am wearing the old shorts only because I'm not a curvy girl. I don't have a booty, you know. So I was like, I'm just doing the old shorts. I don't need to show off anything that's not there.
Well, but
yeah, once you get the tips in the new shorts, you don't go back to the old shorts. Once you start making that tip money from the new shorts.
You could definitely see a difference in the tip money when they switched.
Yeah.
What do you mean it depends? Like, you mean
depends
like...
I feel like what shifts you work makes a difference too. If you're working night shift, you're going to get more of the drinking crowd.
Is that good or bad though?
It just depends. It depends. I liked my day shift. I liked working my short 6-hour shifts, making a lot of money, picking up my kids at the end of the school day or whatever.
Yeah, getting that cash.
And you get all the businessmen on their lunch breaks. And we were, like I said, by the hotels too. So, I mean, I still had, even though it was daytime, I still had a lot of people just because we were in good traffic, I guess, right on the interstate next to the hotels. So I really liked working day shift. I know a lot of people didn't come in there during the day. A lot of younger people didn't at school, at work, whatever they were doing, you know.
But you probably had like businessmen who like, I don't know, invented Wi-Fi or something. I don't know. Like, you had to get like some random
there was some cool people in there. Yeah, lawyers, doctors, pilots.
Really?
All sorts of people.
I remember at the strip club, again, one of them I was at, a guy came in. I don't even know if I can... I'll say it because I think there's multiple people in it. One of the guys who invented was in the strip club, and they like let everybody leave, and then it was just him, and his limo was there, and I guess,
my gosh.
Yeah, and he just spent thousands of dollars like all night on lap dances and drinks and like, yeah. So I would imagine that probably happened with you, right? Maybe the same guy.
I'm not giving lap dances.
No, I mean,
I was hula hooping, but
right.
yeah.
But I mean, like businessmen,
but
you know, there had to be guys like, oh man, I love you. You want to talk to me, and I'll pay you for the attention.
Yeah, kind of.
Bitch.
It wasn't. It's a lot less creepy than you're making it sound.
Right. I mean, they probably didn't phrase it that way. Maybe they were a little more.
I wasn't like getting harassed every day at my job.
No. I don't mean that at all. I mean, you know, that I don't think the guy was harassing.
But no, yes, there is those regulars who, yeah, and there's the more wealthy regulars that showed it. But usually it's not the people you would expect to ball out in tips. It's not
Really?
like
That's fascinating.
the big ballers you would think they would be.
You mean like it's not like the
doctors,
guys,
the lawyers, the people, the stereotypical
that.
people you would just assume would have money right off the bat.
are they tighter usually? Like the people with money are a little.
From my experience,
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, and I've noticed too.
If you're a waitress and you need to make money, and there's golfers,
What?
golfers,
Really?
guys that golf.
Why? What do you
I
think
don't
that
know.
is? Is it the booze? Is it?
I don't know. They can afford golf clubs, so they can afford shots from Hooters, I guess. They can afford
Yeah, it's hilarious. A lot of people with money, obviously, golf. I mean, again, there weren't a whole lot of golf places where I grew up. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that does make sense.
But that was just my experience. I feel like I always got the best tips from either the regulars, obviously, or just like the golfing crowd. I feel like when people were out and about golfing, that's when I got really good money. And they were always so kind and nice too.
You probably got them early in the day before they started drinking, I would imagine, before they got to that 19th
Yeah, I did
hole.
work day shift, so I did. I wasn't too heavy in the drinking crowd, you know.
If
I
you
did
got
work a
'em-
lot of nights too. Eventually, though, after I had my second baby, I slowed down. I stopped working nights because it was just
Oh, yeah.
that's too much, you know.
I'd imagine if you got them at night, too, they're like 15 over par. Like, God damn it, give me my, or whatever, I don't know. Anything else? Any other crazy stories or anything that you wanted to talk about?
I got to go on Barstool Sports
No
for an
shit.
episode.
Did you really?
I did.
That's
I did
awesome.
that. I got to meet everybody. Got to go backstage and talk and meet everybody. Got pictures with Dave.
No shit. How did you get to do that?
They do wing eating contests, I guess, when they do their show. So we got to be featured on one of the wing eating contests, and they chose girls from like around the area. It was in Iowa.
Were you?
It was for a college game, Iowa versus Iowa State, and we were on the stage with the boys for the wing eating part of it. The crowd was drunk, so drunk. There was beer bottles flying everywhere. Like it was kind of.
It looked like a bar from Roadhouse.
It was crazy, very crazy. The crowd. I mean, it was college kids, so of course it's crazy. But it was like 11 a.m. So I was kind of.
Right. It sounds like it was wilder than you expected it to be.
It was. I was expecting everyone to be drunk, of course, but I wasn't expecting people to be getting injured. Like there was people getting their heads wrapped up because they were getting hit with the beer bottles that were flying.
What the fuck?
Like,
what the dude? Like I understand you're fucked up.
The crew was very nice. But yeah, he was super sweet. I didn't talk to him much. I just went back there. I was looking around and he came up to me and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Can I get a picture?"
Yeah.
Let's go, because I'm pretty sure that's what we went backstage for. I was like, let's score pictures for Hooters before we go.
I don't think that's what you went backstage for. I think. I'm joking.
I was clocked in. I was on the clock. No funny business.
You call it, whatever you call it.
No funny business.
It's your business. I don't. Oh, that's hilarious. What? So you were on stage, like, were you holding the wings with them and stuff? And
yes, we brought the wings out to them, and they didn't. No one ever really gave us a rundown on what to do. We just kind of got shoved up there.
Yeah.
So the woman. The manager we had, the Hooters manager, I think her name was Kaylee. She was a sweetheart. She was so nice and very supportive. She knew we were kind of just getting thrown into it all, but she did the best with everything that she could. And they were just kind of like, the Barstool people were like, you just get up on stage and cheer. And we're like, okay.
It'd be a little awkward though, right?
It was very awkward.
Because you don't know, it's not like you've gone over it before and you know exactly when to, and how long to cheer and how you should cheer. So,
but it was all in all still a good experience. Like I can't say anything bad about it, but I was awkward, and that was my own fault. I'm just a very awkward person in general, if you haven't noticed yet.
Don't worry about it, because I went on the news one time. I was working, I have like ridiculous jobs. I was working for a skin cancer clinic, back probably what you're going to be doing at some point.
Hopefully,
and I was dressed as a big sun, right? And then we would go to like elementary schools, and there'd be a guy who would talk about, why it's important. And then I would just, I didn't talk, so I would just stand there. Oh my God, right? So I go on the news, and I'm like...
They didn't make you, they didn't tell you to dance.
Oh.
They weren't like, get out there and do this little...
Well, yeah.
Choreographed two-step for us?
No, they were just like, have fun. And like, dude, I remember a kid like kicked me in the nuts. Oh my God. One time a kid got under my costume and put me in a fucking rear naked choke. And I was like, I'm gonna have to swing on this fucking 4-year-old like he's taking my oxygen away. I don't know why.
And how old were you when this happened?
I was 20 something. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Hey, you know
were
what?
Gonna say like 16.
No, I was old enough. I could have took that little shit. No, 16 he would have taken me, but 20, 25. I think I was like 26, 25, whatever. Doesn't matter how old. Look, I've had an interesting life. All right, but my point is that I go on the news and I'm Sonny. I'm the big son, and I'm in front of the fucking skin doctor, and he's like talking, and I start dancing and singing, and I'm fucking not singing, but I'm doing the thing, right? And he starts talking, and then he's like talking about like how his passion is in skin because his father died, and it's just very tragic, and I don't hear it, so I'm just like fucking dancing, and I'm like waving at this shit, and like and I watch it back, and I'm like, oh, dude. 'Cause afterward, I'm like, why is everybody acting weird? Like, and I go back, and I had it DVR'd at the time at my girlfriend's house, and I was like, oh my fuck. Oh, so yeah, this not as bad as that. Couldn't possibly be as bad as that, and it couldn't possibly be as great of a podcast. Thank you so much, Holly.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Fantastic, man. See, she said that she had to do some reconnaissance work. Obviously, when a guy hits you up, hey man, you won't come talk about Hooters, it's a little weird. So thank you so much. And
thank you.
And again, I wanted to make sure that you get your props because you attempted to wrangle some of the other local Hooters girls together. That would have been awesome, but you were the only person who came through. So thank you so much. And
yes, thank you.
And we're gonna have this lovely merchandise. Well, I'm going to have it in my cupboard until my wife breaks it here in about 7 months. And again, is no social media links if they want to check any of this?
Yes, my Instagram's Holly Elysse.
Yes.
Hopefully you'll link it for him because that's hard to spell.
Yes, I will. Holly Elysse, and if you want to follow all of her adventures in Hooterland, actually, don't call it that. Okay.
Yes.
And so long. Till Saturday, 1 week away, when you will hear us say, howdy do.